Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jacqui Van Ham, your girl in the know for all things motorcycle. Welcome to today's show, everybody. Welcome back to your Fun Fact Friday. It's been a hot minute since we did a little bit of a Fun Fact Friday show, so I figured, in keeping with the current events and news and things that are going on this week, the thing that's taking over all of the power sports headlines is, of course, going to be the Dakar Rally. So I figured we'd talk a little bit about Dakar today, some of the roots, the beginnings of Dakar, as well as the current standings. As usual, I have my little co-hosts with me who are going to be chewing on some toys and making a little bit of noise. But hopefully they will not be too much of a distraction during today's show. But thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I can see your comments. Feel free to peek in and say, hey, Carol from New Jersey, what's going on? Hopefully you are staying warm. It snowed here last night, overnight. There's snow on the ground in Kentucky. Boo! But that means riding season hopefully is not too much terribly further away. I think it's only maybe another 2 months, maybe 3 months before we can ride bikes here again. So anywho, let's get started with today's show. As always, to all of our overseas viewers, hola, konnichiwa, guten tag, bonjour, and bonjour, no. So the first slide on the screen obviously is going to be some motorcycles participating in the Paris-Dakar, or actually it's called the Dakar Rally now. They quit using Paris-Dakar a while ago. But let's discuss what's going on with the Dakar Rally. This incredible rally was started in the late 70s, and a little bit of the history. The adventure began in 1977 when Terry Sabine got lost on his motorbike in the Libyan desert during the Abidjan Nice to Nice rally. Saved from the sands, he returned to France still enthralled with this landscape and promised himself he would share his fascination with as many people as possible. He proceeded to come up with a route starting in Europe, continuing to Algiers and crossing Agadez before eventually finishing at Dakar. The founder coined a motto for his inspiration: a challenge for those who go, a dream for those who stay behind. Courtesy of his great conviction and that modicum of madness peculiar to all great ideas, the plan quickly became a reality. Since then, the Paris-Dakar, a unique event sparked by the spirit of adventure, open to all riders and carrying a message of friendship between all men and women, has never failed to challenge, surprise, and excite. Over the course of almost 30 years, it has generated innumerable sporting and human stories. Biker Terry Sabine gets lost in the Libyan desert in 1977. After being rescued from the sands on the verge of death, he vows to share the scale and magic of the desert with the whole world. And the first slide on the screen is a picture of Terry Sabine, the founder of the Paris-Dakar, now known as the Dakar Rally. In 1978, on 26th of December 1978, a field of 170 adventurers starts its 10,000-kilometer quest through Algeria, Niger, Mali, and Upper Volta in Senegal. 74 vehicles make it to the finish on Place de l'Indépendance in Dakar, with Cyril Nouveau at the helm. So this is showing some of the vehicles participating in the very, very first Paris-Dakar. Celebrities and the best drivers and riders in the world heed the call of the Dakar. The combination is a successful one, with six-time winner of the 24-hour of Le Mans, Jackie Ickx, and comedian Claude Brasseur taking the spoils in the fourth edition. So look at this awesome vehicle. Look at this Texaco stamped Mercedes-Benz vehicle. This picture is from 1983. So this would now be, its fourth year of this Paris-Dakar Rally. I don't know about you, but I've just always been super fascinated with the Dakar Rally. I think it's just, there's so much footage, there's so many videos and movies and photos dedicated to this incredible rally that's been going on, like I said, from 1978. And there's just so many, human interest stories. There's just so much struggle and so much to overcome. And not only is the rally itself incredibly difficult, but just getting to the rally is literally incredibly difficult. It takes so much money and perseverance and bikes and tools and training and practice, to get there and to be competitive. I think it's just always just been really, really inspiring and really fascinating to me, particularly during this time of year. It's ironic that it's always in the wintertime, because this is when I'm trapped at home and can't flamenco riding. And so I love watching this stuff. It just inspires me to have all these adventures on my own. In 1986, however, tragedy strikes. Thierry Sabine and Daniel Balavoine die in a helicopter crash alongside the pilot, a journalist, and a radio technician. Gilbert Sabine, the father of the creator of the race, takes over as the director. In 1992, the Dakar takes a break from the capital of Senegal to pit the competitors against the challenge of a lifetime. The drivers and riders had to tackle a route of almost 1,250 kilometers through 11 different countries to cross Africa from one side to the other and reach Cape Town in South Africa. Stefan Peterhansel on motorcycles and Hubert Auriol on cars stand atop the podium at the end of the Odyssey. And you're going to want to pay attention. That name, Stefan Peterhansel, is going to come up towards the end of today's show. And Hubert Auriol is just a super important name in the history of Paris-Dakar and Dakar racing. His name is just all over the place. You know, these people, once they commit to this type of race, you'll see a lot of them going back again and again and again and again. And it super reminds me of, particularly here in the United States, an event that I've been lucky enough to go to that should definitely be on your bucket list, and that's Bonneville. Bonneville, to me, has the super duper same vibe as this Paris-Dakar rally, because once it gets in your blood, you're just addicted to it. It's just totally, you just can't, you can't not go, you can't not be a part of it. So let's get going. Somebody says there's a problem with the audio. Can you guys hear me okay? No, just one person. So maybe just turn your computer up. Only one person said something. Okay, let's get back to it. Sorry, I always get nervous because I'm not going to lie. I was fiddling with the settings before I started today. Okay, so our next slide on the screen. In 1998, Peterhansel rolls a 6. The biker with a blue bandana emerges victorious from a clash of titans with Orioli and Arcaron to become the undisputed master of the category in the 1990s. His 6th win catapults him past Cyril Nouveau as the event record holder. Peterhansel has been since added 7 car victories to his tally. So again, like, this guy's had 6 bike wins and 7 car wins. That means 13 years of going and participating in the Dakar rally. This is just completely, obviously addictive, and people just have to go and be a part of this incredible, special, iconic, and epic adventure. In the year 2000, the Dakar marks the turn of the century next to one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Pyramids of Giza. Reigning champions Richard Sankt and Jean-Louis Schlesser both managed to defend their titles against this prestigious backdrop. And you can see the pyramids in the background there. How incredible is that footage? That must have just been an adventure of a lifetime to race past the pyramids. No one suspects that this will be the last Paris-Dakar. In contrast, everyone sees Jutta Kleinschmidt, who had made her Dakar debut in 1988 on a motorbike, become the first woman to win the rally, this time racing at the wheel of a Mitsubishi 4x4. She remains the only female winner of the event to date. In 2008, however, tragedy is going to strike because in 2008, Etienne Lavigne is forced to cancel the 30th edition of the Dakar on the eve of the start in Lisbon after French authorities warn of a terrorist threat hanging over the rally. The competitors deal with the shock and salute the responsible decision of the organizers. So 2008, the event was canceled under possible threats of terrorism. So they had to make a very, very tough decision. Was this race going to continue as it had been running for the past 30 years in that format of running, Paris-Dakar or just all through Africa? And they made the difficult decision to move everything overseas, and this is the start of this race moving to South America. In 2009, this race rises from the ashes in Buenos Aires. The Dakar picks itself up and crosses the Atlantic to rise from the ashes. A new era dawns with 4 million spectators turning out in force to cheer on the drivers and riders in the majestic landscapes of Argentina and Chile. In 2012, after 3 years with a route starting and ending in Buenos Aires, the organizers break the mold with a finish on the Pacific coast, the left-hand side of Lima, Peru. 2014, Bolivia becomes the 28th country to host the Dakar. The Altiplano and Salar de Uni introduced a new test for the competitors, extreme altitude, which takes a toll on both their bodies and their machines. So again, this photo is from Bolivia. Bolivia, speaking of, I just mentioned Bonneville just a second ago, Bolivia has now started to host and has one of the largest existing salt flats left on Earth, because unfortunately Bonneville has been salt mined so terribly much. They've ripped so much salt out of it that it just does not really make sense to continue. It doesn't make sense. I shouldn't say it doesn't make sense. It's very difficult to continue racing at Bonneville, whereas there used to be several feet of perfectly smooth, flat salt. There now is literally a fraction of an inch left. For more information, head over to savethesalt.org. Anyway, so there's this huge salt flat in Bolivia, and they've started hosting world record title runs at Bolivia. So kind of a neat thing. Bolivia not only has its history and its finger on the pulse with the Dakar Rally, they also are starting to host international land speed record racing there as well. So in 2020, however, the Call of the Orient, the story continues for the Dakar to be hosted by the largest country on the Arabian Peninsula. Saudi Arabia is colossal, 4 times the size of France, a place where all types of desert terrains coexist. In the dunes, but also traveling across more mountainous regions and sometimes on tracks, drivers will recognize familiar terrain in entirely new surroundings. So that's right, starting in 2020, and obviously for this year, this week going on right now, the Dakar Rally is being hosted by Saudi Arabia. So a little bit of, it's torn hard feelings. I love this race. I'm passionate about it. The footage is incredibly intense and exciting. It's incredibly dangerous. Saudi Arabia, though, has this terrible track record with human rights. They didn't allow women to drive, and then they just jailed the woman who started the movement to allow women to drive. They just threw her in jail like this past month. Clearly, it's a little bit of a troublesome area. It's a little bit of question marks, but they're there. And in order to support the Dakar Rally, I'm still going to talk about it today, and I'm still going to show you great photos of it because the racing is still incredibly, incredibly intense and very, very cool. So right now it's in Saudi Arabia. This is a killer photo of trucks and motorcycles running side by side. I absolutely love that image. And then now let's get cracking on some of the standings. Right now in the car class, Peter Hansel, that name again, who I just mentioned, had already won at least 13 titles at the writing of the article that I just read you. At least 13 individual titles for running the Dakar Rally, is currently in first place in a mini car. That's right, mini as in Mini Cooper, as in mini BMW. He's in first place right now in a Mini and Red Bull car. But another name in this category, also part of this mini Red Bull team, I don't know if their thought process was to bring back some of the greatest hits, some of the greatest drivers of Dakar ever, but in third place currently right now is a Spanish competitor. Last name is Saints, and he's been also part of the legend of Dakar for years and years and years, a very, very winning driver. Both of these gentlemen are more senior, is that a nice way to put this? Are more senior in age, and they still are both obviously kicking ass in first and third place in the car class at the Dakar for 2021. The next slide on the screen is just showing you a 4x4 that is also running, that is being piloted. This is in the lightweight vehicles class. This gentleman is in third place, but it's the youngest Dakar competitor, Seth Quintero from the U.S., the youngest competitor in this class, if not maybe ever. Anyway, one of the youngest ever stage winner. 18-year-old Seth Quintero from the U.S. is the Dakar's youngest ever stage winner. So I want to go ahead and show you that. He's competing in the lightweight class. The next slide on the screen, if you're a Dakar nerd, you know exactly who this is. This is Toby Price out of Australia on that KTM. This guy just is an animal. This guy has just gone into beast mode out there. He just kicks ass in the sand and in the desert. There's incredible footage of him just muscling this huge KTM around, and he's a pretty big beefy dude, but it makes it look like it's a little 80cc dirt bike. Like, he just throws this bike around. It's incredible to watch. Go look him up. Again, this is Toby Price. He is currently in position 1 for the bike portion of the Dakar Rally. And then for trucks, I don't know about you, but I love watching these trucks. This tickles all of my fancy of inappropriate vehicles doing inappropriate racing competitive things. I absolutely love this. I love the trucks, and I love the vintage classes too. They totally stoke me out. Anyway, this great big huge bad mammy jammy truck, this is going to be Dmitry Sotnikov. Sorry, I totally butchered that. Dmitry Sotnikov has made a top spot this week, and he is in position 1. He is from Russia. The top 3 competitors are from Russia. No big surprise there. They totally kick ass in the truck class. That's just how they do. And I figured I would wind up today's program again with another slide from Toby Price from Australia, catching some air, catching some braps while he is out there competing in the Dakar. The Dakar goes on until the 15th, so we've got about a week to go of the Dakar Rally. Again, this is going on right now. There's tons of great footage over at Red Bull. Red Bull has their own webpage totally dedicated to this. You can also click over to Dakar.com and look for all of the updates, all of the footage. It's all over the internet, burning down social media right now because it's just super kick-ass. This iconic, incredibly intense, very cool, very fun rally. It takes place almost every single year during the winter time, and it just gives us something to look forward to for the next riding season. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, a little bit of the history of the Paris Dakar, or Dakar Rally as it's currently known now. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Are you guys watching the Dakar? Are you guys checking it out? Are you seeing what's going on with the Dakar Rally? Click on over, go check out all that kick-ass footage. Have a great weekend, everybody, no matter where you are out there in the world. Ride safe if you're going riding somewhere, which I hope that you are, and I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you click, like, and share this video with all of your friends. Huge thanks to my show partner for the past year, VroomYourRoom.com. Vroom, retract back. It totally sucks, and it's supposed to. TwoStrokeTees.com. Support the show. Snag yourself a t-shirt. Free shipping in the U.S. Choppertown Nation. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much for everything you do. Click, like, share all of our videos, and I will see you next week.